What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops to you drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Share this out as well. We're getting closer to training camp, but it is still that dead period in the off season where a lot of content creators try to be creative and they don't get as many views and traction as they do in the regular season, I should say. So help me out, help the channel out, help us out, because there's more than just me on this channel, and it's a beneficial relationship. You guys, down the line will get memberships if we get to 1K and all that other stuff. So it is a beneficial relationship. Plus, you get to talk to more people in live chats and all that stuff. And I want to make something just clear and, out there to you guys. Please share out the giveaway. Obviously, we had the giveaway video a couple of days ago. I believe it was on Tuesday. FanFest tickets just came out today, and I bought 2 extra than I needed for the giveaway. Please share it out, because there's going to be a lot of people who may not get the message via social media or whatever. If you share out the YouTube video and the Twitter post, it gets it out to people who are in need of those tickets, and they can come back, find our channel. And it's not just Giant fans, Jet fans as well, because tickets to the green and white game, I think they've been sold out. The joint practice tickets, they've been sold out as well. So hopefully we get this giveaway stuff up and running. And also, once again, there's also part of the giveaway that's 2 tickets to the Giants-Bengals game, which is week 2 of the preseason. So a lot of fun stuff, but please help this channel out, share it out, and get it to anybody in need. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways across the next couple of streams: Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, and then, a few weeks on after that. So, once again, appreciate you guys. I just wanted to get out there because I feel like it's very important that I say that stuff. Decided to put up a new graphic, by the way. Basically, what the channel's about. You got the Giants at the top and, the Yankees here. Anyway, another Roster Bubble Series video. I take a player that's on the Roster Bubble. I talk about their background, their competition, how they could win a spot on the roster, how they could lose a spot on the roster. And then I go to a prediction. And once again, predictions are not final, because I could still change my predictions after the 3 weeks of the preseason. So be aware for that. Be on the lookout for that when it comes time for that. So today's roster bubble profile is Florida Atlantic defensive back Zyon Gilbert, undrafted free agent. Many people don't know about this guy, so I thought, hey, listen, let me go into him. I'm going to look him up in terms of his frame real quick, so I'm not short on information when I need it. Zyon Gilbert is 6'1", 182. He played a total of 5 years at Florida Atlantic at Conference USA. He had 2 years as a senior. Because of the COVID year, you could obviously have a second senior year or junior year or whatever because of the COVID season. But let's go through the stats real quickly. He had a total of 52 tackles, which would be the highest of his career. In his rookie season at Florida Atlantic, really his freshman season, same shit. In 12 games, 2.5 tackles for a loss and a pass deflection. Then his second year, he played a little bit of safety, at least according to Pro Football Reference. In 12 games, total of 51 tackles, half a tackles for a loss, and 2 pass deflections. You go into his junior year, 12 games, total of 48 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 8 pass deflections. So the physicality kind of shows up there. Then in the COVID season, 9 games, 46 tackles, half a tackles for a loss, 1 interception for 11 yards, and 5 pass deflections. And then you look at this past year, in 2021 with Florida Atlantic, again, his final year, 12 games, back at cornerback. He was also back at cornerback for 2020. He played safety in 18 and 19, if I didn't go over that already. 2 tackles for a loss, 50 tackles, 1 sack, 2 interceptions for a total of 3 yards, and 10 pass deflections, and 1 forced fumble. So I would say his last year was arguably his best year at Florida Atlantic University. So here's some strengths and weaknesses, because obviously this guy's an undrafted free agent. Many don't know about him like they would, let's say, a Ricky Seals-Jones or Maurice Kennedy. He has the strength to take down running backs when blitzing, so obviously that's a very important thing for Martindale's scheme, if they opt to keep this guy, is the blitzing. It's not just going to be linebackers or defensive interiors or whatever. It's going to be DBs as well. And if Zyon Gilbert, just as a little foreshadow for how he can win a spot on the roster, if he could take down running backs and maybe get a couple of hits on the quarterback, if he's put in that position, that might take him over a couple of cornerbacks competing in this whole preseason charade. He's very aware in the red zone, and the Giants' red zone defense necessarily the last 2 years hasn't been bad, but because our rookie secondary is going to struggle this season, no matter what is thrown at them, you need as many aware corners in the red zone as possible, and they're going to be facing a lot of backup quarterbacks, but at the same time, when we face the good quarterbacks, we want to defend in the red zone. I mean, we'll be facing Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be tough. Kirk Cousins, I mean, he's probably one of the better quarterbacks that we're facing this season. I know everybody loves to rip on Kirk Cousins, but it's honestly the truth. Some guys in our own division like Dak Prescott, he's probably the best quarterback right now in our division, and any other quarterbacks we end up facing. So also Lamar Jackson, that's also very important as well. He's athletic and provides more pop than expected, obviously. He's not, 200, 230 pounds, but he provides more pop than expected for a guy that has his frame. And we go into the weaknesses. He's a little stiff with redirection skills, and that's not necessarily a good trait to have because you want to be fast when redirecting all across the field. And sometimes that can hurt when you have not speedier, but I guess that's a word right now. When you have guys that you're facing have more speed than you on the other side of the football, and you can't change your direction fast enough, it would be a mess, and it's going to be a mess if he doesn't necessarily try to alter that into strength rather than a weakness. Isn't fluid enough to catch on with NFL-esque route running wide receivers. That's what we talk about with the redirecting skills. Needs to show better tackling and finishing technique, and this happens with a lot of college players because they want to show the pop on tape as the big hits and the highlights, stuff like that. But some of them they don't know how to tackle. Some of these guys, they rather have the pops and the highlights than the tackling and the actual finishing technique. And the Giants need tackling corners, and that's really something you should have across the NFL because I think it's moving more towards a speedier, smaller wide receiver league, not this, these big body wide receivers. I mean, they still exist. Kenny Galladay still exists, but it's just not what the NFL is, I guess, going towards in terms of the future. And very aggressive with short routes, but he gets burnt over the top. Very aggressive with short routes. Yeah, you could possibly get a hit on the ball carrier or whatever, but if he gets beat over the top, I mean, that's tough in terms of, just allowing it over the top. And I don't mean to put it like that, but he has the potential to move to safety. So, yeah, he comes in with versatility, but there's always the weaknesses. Like Dane Belton, he's a guy that's gotten beat over the top a couple of times in college when he was playing safety. So, some things to work on definitely for Zyon Gilbert, but definitely some strengths that could fit Don Martindale's scheme. Some competition: Jaron Williams, Khalil Dorsey, Darren Evans, Michael Jacquet, Maurice Kennedy, and Radarius Williams. You could also go into the safety room with Yusuf Corker, Trenton Thompson, Henry Black. I think that's it for the safety room. But, how he can win, make plays in the preseason, into practice, interceptions. 5 interceptions the last 3 years of his collegiate career, not really any, in his first 2 years. Make tackles. Listen, the pops are great, but if you're an effective tackling corner, I think Martindale will see that. If he's put in the position to get into the backfield, whether it be in the running game or blitzing, hell, Martindale will love that and say, this is a guy we could trust, this is a guy we could develop, and I would like to keep him on the roster. And a lot of people right now are counting Zyon Gilbert out of the 53-man roster. Make some hits, play well in man coverage, come off the edge, get in the backfield. We talked about that, and show progression. I talk about this a lot with the undrafted free agents, and we're going to continue talking about it, is if they're not going to make a roster spot, at least show some progression throughout the preseason, some growth. That way you can make it on the practice squad, and if they see you, growing on the practice squad, they don't see you as a waste. And let's just say, for Zyon Gilbert's sake, Maurice Kennedy gets injured or Cordell Flott gets injured. Knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen. If some of those guys get injured, then he could step in, not play a ton of reps, like 50%, but he could fill in when he's needed and when his number is called. How can he lose? Struggle in man coverage, has a quiet camp, and no progression. That's probably one of the worst things for an undrafted free agent, no progression. If there's no growth in your game, at least a little bit, and you're a young cat, then there's really no path onto the roster or the practice squad. But overall, I have Zyon Gilbert not making the roster. I think with his traits, he could possibly make the practice squad, but it's a wait-and-see thing, definitely. But right now, I'm going to count him as released. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Peace out, guys. See you later, and stay cool. Also, as well, tonight, Dead Red Podcast, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Sox Arizona discussing Yankees, All-Star break, all that shit. And also, Mets hat giveaway will be one of the first things we do on the podcast. So we have 2 contestants already. Go to my Twitter. If you want to know about this Mets hat giveaway, either go to the giveaway video. It's about the first few minutes, or comment below and I'll give you all the details you need. Peace out, guys. See you later and stay cool.